Like always, thank you guys for stopping by. Today we are going to pot a Monstera Adansonii that I have been propagating for 2 months. Hi. So do you guys know what this is? This is that Monstera Adansonii that I cut up to propagate about 2 months ago now. As you can see, my hands, but you can see as I pull the pieces out one by one, there are a few pieces that have really long roots. Now what I didn't tell you is I also went back in and put some more pieces in about a month later. So some of these pieces don't have long roots and they'll go back in the water so that they can kind of mature, or so that those roots can mature. As you can see, I pulled out the pieces of the plant that had the longest roots, and those are going to go into my soil mixture today. If you guys remember in the first video, you can always go back and watch it again. Monsteras like to be in soil that drains very quickly. And when I say very quickly, not like you pour water in it. If there was like holes in the bottom of your pot, the water would run through. Not like that. You know, you want, I like to use a mixture of perlite, sphagnum moss, or cocoa cure, and a regular potting soil, and I'll mix that up. I might add more perlite so that the water can drain out. So again, you can see here some of those roots are just not mature enough to put into dirt or into my soil mixture, so I'm not going to do that. But right here, look at all that root. That is going to do just fine. Now, I like to have as many pieces as I possibly can so that I can have a nice, full, and bushy plant. If you only put 2 or 3 of those rooted pieces into your potting mixture, you're just going to have 3 long pieces. So I have a huge Monstera at home, and I'm constantly cutting off of that so that I can make new plants. Look at this one. This is not typical. I just want to kind of like reiterate the fact that like these particular plants were in my office, so that's why you see all of this growth. There's a fluorescent light that's on them 24 hours a day, as opposed to the Monsteras at home that I'm trying to propagate. But those roots, I don't even think are half as long as the ones that I'm showing you right now. I mean, these are some healthy, bodacious, vivacious, bubblicious roots. So I have a nice little group that are going to go back in the water, but these guys right here, I'm going to actually go ahead and plant those guys up. So I already had my mix, I already had my container or the vessel that I was going to put the plant in. Now it's the easy part. I know what is going to go in there. I've already selected those plants based on their root growth, and now it's just about determining where they're going to go and filling them in with dirt. These are going to stay in my office, so they're going to have some amazing growth, and I will actually do updates on those as time goes by. And also, just one thing to take note of when you're planting your new plant into its new home, you don't want to go so far above where the roots start. You run the risk of the soil holding in the moisture and rotting out the part that's above the root and essentially killing your Monstera. I have done it. I've had to cut off the root, the rod, and actually repropagate them. So you want it to be as close to where the root springs forth, so to speak, as possible. So after you determine where it's going to go, make sure that it sits up high enough so that you're not drowning your plant. So this is basically it. This piece that you see that's in front of it, this is going to go actually back into water so that it can grow roots. But this is it. It's a simple replant. It's now in its home and it can grow and flourish. Now that was going to be the end of this video, and I realized in my boss's office I also had a Monstera that I had given her months ago. So look at those roots. Those roots are gigantor. Just want to put this guy into dirt. I always call it dirt, into my soil. I should sound a lot more professional at this point. So as you can see, the vessel that it's going in has no drainage. So I started the process with Leica so that the water has a place to go. In a real example, I would have put a piece of mesh over that, but I'm just going to go ahead and put my soil mix in there, and that is perlite, a succulent mix, and sphagnum and peat moss. Look at that amazing dirt. Look at that good old dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that up. Now I know where I want my plant to lay, so I'm going to determine that. And that's it. You guys don't need to see me fill it in. I've done it a million times. I have 2 extra plants that I'm going to give to some of my coworkers. And there it is. That's my office plant. I'm going to clean off the sides of that. Those are the ones that are going to still be propagated. And that is for my boss lady. So look at all that. Look how long they are. I'll be cutting those back and propagating those soon too. I'm going to give them a little drink of water. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining me. As always, I am so grateful for you guys. Thank you for spending time with me. If you like me just a little bit, refer me to a friend. Make sure that they make sure they subscribe, and tell one of their friends. Let's grow our little family, okay guys? This is Gene Loves Plants, and thank you again for stopping by and spending a little time with me.